Radon to humans is comparable to kryptonite to Superman, and we may be breathing unhealthy levels of it at this very moment. And never know. I am here to help better inform us on why radon may pose a serious threat to everyone currently residing in Nebraska. I am a tenant of a residence in Kearney, as I am sure most of you are, and we must at the very minimum be informed of its existence and possible negative health effects, as well as practical and effective ways to measure and eliminate unhealthy levels in our places of living. What is radon? It is a radioactive gas. It's not detectable by any of your senses, and it's found in the soil outside. It accumulates indoors as it gets drug in. The soil gets drug in. Sometimes it slips through like bricks and cracks in the wall. It all depends on the concentration levels in the soil, which vary drastically from home to home. So your neighbor next door could be getting poisoned and you could be just fine. The health concerns, it's a radioactive decay, so it decays into metallic elements and it clings to dust and smoke, which is then inhaled through the lungs. And then the radiation exposure spreads to your lung tissue and can cause lung cancer. The only known health effect which is the only known health effect, is the leading cause of lung cancer in non-smokers. The EPA estimates that 14,000 deaths annually occur in the United States. Smokers living in a high concentration are 10 times more at risk. The radon in your homes wasn't discovered until 1984, and it was found in every U.S. county. It comes from the soil, and it seeps, like I said, through the brick walls and the loose fittings of pipes and things like that. The only way to test it is through two types of tests that you can use. They're pretty easy to purchase. You can get them at the hardware stores. They're inexpensive, and actually the Department of Homeland and Health Services of Nebraska, the office there, you could get like coupons, so it'd be cheaper. The short-term detectors is like a charcoal canister. It filters the air. It takes about 2 to 7 days. It's the quickest screening, and you need to put it in the lowest level of the house. So like you live in the basement, you'd be at the biggest risk right now. The best time to test for it is in the winter. The long-term detectors is like an alpha track detector, and it takes 3 to 12 months for that. It's much more reliable because it can average the seasonal variations of everything. And you put that one in the living room. If there's a lot of smoke in your living room, then you're at a higher risk. How do you interpret those results? It's measured in units of a PCI per liter, so it's that's how you measure radioactivity, I guess. I know. Yeah. The EPA is they set the action level, which at 4 PCI per liter. So if anything's 4 or over, you should definitely take action and go get yourself a test it out. The short-term test, if it's 4 or over, you should do a follow-up test because it might not be accurate. But the long-term test, if it's over 4, then you should take immediate action. Anything over 100, you're probably pretty much screwed. You should take immediate action, or you could die from lung cancer. Removal, you should reduce the levels with test kits, or you could bring out someone that's professionally trained in the matter, which would be the best option. Other things you could do is you could seal the cracks in your house, continue to develop, which will continue to develop if you don't seal them up. This is not a successful measure for permanent removal. The most effective method is to replace the ventilation underneath the house with a fan-driven system, and it'll pump the air and circulate it better and remove the radon. And that's below the foundation of the house. Ventilation is still not a permanent solution, so you always got to be aware of that. Now that we have been informed of the serious health effects of radon and its prevalence in residential homes in Nebraska, we must take action. Without swift action to eradicate this harmful and undetectable element from our homes, we are rolling the dice and gambling our own health. We must continue to inform ourselves and others about radon and its negative health effects. We are responsible for not only ourselves, but for future generations to come. So go and spread the word and take action as needed. Thank you for your time, and now I'll open the discussion up for any questions that you guys have. I just think like questions.
So, I don't have a question.
I have one. So, how do you detect the radon again?
So you can get different health or different test kits at the hardware store.
Right.
One of the easy one is the charcoal test detection kit, and the other one's an alpha track detector. They're both pretty inexpensive.
And there's 15,000 deaths.
14, like right around there.
Okay.
Annually.
So in the event that I have radon levels that warrant a a need to evacuate or whatever, like what do I do?
Well, the best thing to do.
Like, how do you clean it out?
Yeah, the best thing to do would be to replace the ventilation system underneath the entire foundation of the house. So if you're a tenant, you'd have to probably contact your whoever's renting or leasing the house to you and just inform them of it. I'm pretty sure they will be liable to have to take action because it's a serious health effect. Right. Take them to court. Any other questions?
Vinny, any questions?
All right, thank you guys.